Hi guys, welcome to the channel tonight. Tonight we're in the Transavia for the 737 ZiboMod, and we're going to be doing a flight from Tenerife down into Madeira for the visual on runway 05. As you can see, it's nice and clear today, so it should make for a good arrival. Flight time's just around 50 odd minutes, so not too bad. And as you can see, with this lovely livery down in Tenerife, ready to get things all started. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and what we can do is we can now get into the cockpit and we can start her up. Okay, so we're in 737-800 cockpit, so what we can do is we can put our battery, which is on and guarded, standby power's on and guarded, and ground power. We'll go to bat and ground power. Let's put our panels on. Okay, so we'll arm the emergency lights, we'll put our chimes on, put our seatbelts on, get our APU started as well. Okay, after that we'll then go and test our window heat, so we can put all of these on too. And we'll put our probes, get the IRS ready to be aligned, put the trim air on, put our packs on, and the APU bleed for after we go. Now I get the flight plan up. We're going to be flying for 350. And elevation down in Madeira is 147. Okay, we'll just leave it at 150. It's fine, we'll turn on our electrics as the APU is coming back over now, so we'll switch over to the APU gen as soon as that pops. There we go. So switch over to the APU gen. IFE cab utils on as well. So what we can do now is we'll go and put our panel lights on, so we can configure the aircraft. Ready to go. So let's go into our IRS so we can set up our positioning. So our runway for today is going to be 07, and on the charts we've got Golf Charlie Tango Sierra, so we'll shove that into there. We'll go into our route, we can shove that into there, and then we've got Lima Papa Mike Alpha, which is that. On our departure, we're going to be departing runway 07, and we're going to be taking the Bimby 8 Echo, which is fine. After that, on our route, we've then got Gosga, and we could take the Lidro 5 Alpha, which would then give us the RNAV into runway 05. Okay, so we'll go to our route. We can now activate that. We'll go to our perf, go to our ground weight, to put in our altitude, which is 350, which we're going to put in. For a reserves of 1, we've got a cost index of 8. Which is fine. Go to our N1 limit, because I want everything to be done here. So plus 26, plus 26. We'll take a full takeoff rate. We'll go with flaps 5. We've got a 136, a 138, and a 148 for V2. So let's go and put the 148 into our speed. And we've got a flight level of 350. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn on the flight directors and arm the auto throttles. Right, now if we come over, let's get our packs on. As we go over to our takeoff, I wanted to get our ATIS as well. Okay, so Golf Charlie Tango Sierra. Let's send that off. Whilst we wait, we can check the legs for any discontinuities. Okay, so from Lidro we'll go to Gospa, and then we'll come down on our arrival runway 05. So there was our Mike Alpha 502 and Mike 04. I should imagine that that is the turn before we turn to go directly back around onto runway 05, as we're going to be coming down, going past the back end of 05, and then we'll do the famous circle round into it. It should be really good. We'll try, we're doing a visual anyway. So now everything's all set. What we can do is we can shut the air stairs off, we can disconnect the GPU, we'll set up the pushback in just a sec, and we can remove the chocks. As you can see, 08017. Okay. Verified takeoff speeds are all the same, and 1024. So we'll just do the altimeters now. 24, which is all set. Auto brake can go to RTO.
Okay,
now turn
all doors
our packs
and hatches
off.
are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, so our packs are off now. We'll put our yaw dampers on, put our anti-collision, and we'll put steady. Doors are shut now, and completely shut off. And now everything is all set to go.
Now connected and bypass being
Release the
circuit.
parking brake. So let's go now and release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, we'll go with engine number. Okay, so we're just waiting for engine number 2 to flick back. We'll do engine number 1 now. Okay, so we're just waiting for the tug to stop us. So we've got our engines which are now fully on, so we'll switch over to the gens. We'll go to Gen 1, we'll turn our packs back on, open up the isolation valve to auto, put the APU pulleys off, and the APU can now go off as well. As soon as he stops us, then we'll put our taxi lights on, and then we'll taxi down to the bottom of Tango.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, setting the parking brake, which is all set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. So we'll go down to the bottom of Tango, and then we'll go around the bend of Bravo 7. Bravo 0, sorry. Okay, so he's happy, I'm happy.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, thank you very much, bye bye. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the course for the runway so we don't get lost. 274 and 074, which is set. We'll have one more look at our legs just to make sure there's no discontinuities, which there's not. So now we'll go ahead and twist it around. Have any terrain or weather in the 800? Can't remember. Anyways, let's go ahead and drop our flaps. Okay, so flaps are set. We've got our terrain on as well, so we can see the weather. So let's release our brakes and let's taxi on down now to Tango and then Bravo 0. As the aircraft's on a bit of a slant. So just taxi on down Tango now. 2003 and 4003 is our terrain. Try to get out for a speedy departure today. And what we can also do is turn on our taxi. So we're going to taxi on down the end and turn a left onto Bravo 0. Which will then take us up on the back end of runway 07. And then we can get the hell out of here. As soon as we take off, we'll be heading straight out onto the ocean. As Tenerife's only a little island. So we're going straight down to the bottom, going round the bend. Okay, so there's Bravo 1. Going to go around the end of the runway. Okay, so right now, as we come down onto the runway, we can put our landing lights, which are on. Runway turn-offs can go on, taxis can go off. We can put our strobe to steady, wings and wheel well.
Please be seated for departure.
Now we can make our way around onto the end of the runway, so we can get out.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, so we're at the start of 07 now. There we go. Okay, so we just line up. Okay, which is all set. Let's go ahead and turn the LNAV and VNAV on. So, you know the drill, guys. We'll go 45% and then we'll go toga. So, brake released. .45 and toga. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check. Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
$400.
Check. Okay, so we go to flaps 1.
1,000.
Check. Following the flight director as we just made that slight left turn out of Tenerife. Okay, flaps up. As we're on a climb now through 1600. Just lifted our flaps up now, and what we can do is we can turn our auto brake off as we slowly make that climb up to 250 knots. Okay, so out we rock now. Just climbing through 3000. Just hitting our 250. Still flying the aircraft manually out. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we're looking to make our left turn. So we'll see how I can control the aircraft. See if we can keep her stable. There we go. There's our 250. Okay, so now we're going into climb. Make sure we just hold the flight director now as we climb out through 5,800. Okay, so now our QNHs can go to standard. Still climbing out. Okay, wind's okay. We've got 13 knot wind from the right. A little bit rocky. We are using the real-time weather as well, so that should give a little bit of realism to the sim, you know. So it should be nice and clear in Madeira today. Okay, so over 10,000 now, and what we'll do is we'll follow the flight director to keep our speed, to start speeding up. And now we're over 10,000.
As we climb to our cruise altitude, for your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air. Also remember to use caution when opening overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. We've now reached an altitude where it is safe to use approved electronic devices. Please be reminded that federal regulations prohibit the use of cellular network services during the flight. After the meal service, duty-free sales will begin. The catalog in your seat pocket describes the merchandise available today. We accept all major credit cards, US dollars, and other currencies for duty-free purchases. Due to security regulations, we'd like to remind you about restrictions to carry on baggage containing liquids, gels, or creams.
Okay, so we're near our climb speed. Just passing through 13,000, waiting for this left turn, and then we'll whack on the autopilot. So just keeping us stable, waiting for that right turn onto the left. Still manually flying the aircraft. One thing I did forget to do was our timer. There we go, so now we'll make that left turn. So just following the flight director, trying to keep both arrows center lined. As we make that lovely left turn out Tenerife and start making our way to the lovely Madeira. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the autopilot on. Now the aircraft has total control. Okay guys, so now we are on our way to our top of climb, as you can see, and then if we was to go into our planner we can have a look at the inbound. So we'll be heading straight for Casas right now, which will then take us to Bimbo, and then from Bimbo we'll go to Gosga, and then Lidro, and then Tobed, which will then bring us down to Abusu, and then we'll come across, go all the way down to Mike Alpha 528, and then we'll follow it down to the Mike Alpha 526 where we'll disconnect, and then we will fly around on the flight director in for runway 05 on the RNAV approach. So now all that's left to do is time for us takeoff cinematics. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you when we get back for our top of descent, ready to come in for the visual on runway 05 for Madeira. So I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
guys, welcome back to the flight deck. As you can see, we're just taking a window view now as we are getting ready for our top of descent to swing around back into Madeira. Madeira, as you can see, is on the left, and now let's get the aircraft all set up ready to go as we make that left turn down into the top of our descent. There's the top of our descent. So what I've done is I've put our 2,000 foot altitude, which is going to take us down as we're going to do the RNAV, but we're going to run a visual on that right turn, which is the 180 degree turn into runway 05. Winds aren't too bad coming down. Just getting ready to do our top of descent, and then we'll be coming down ready to see if we can floor it. So whilst we just wait for that to tick over, we can go ahead and get some information on the airport as we start to make our way down through 35,000 feet. Okay, so there we go. Moving up speed brakes. Okay, so now we're in our descent. We have a look on the approach. We'll start our right turn at 940 feet. By the time we get to Jello, we should be at 850, then straight on for the puppies for runway 05. Got elevation of 147, 247, 347, so we can go ahead and put the barrows to 347, even though we're going to be in on the approach. We're going to we'll just set up a decision. So 347. Put speed brakes back in, and we'll go ahead and do that on the other side too. Okay, 347. Let's go ahead and check out what the ATIS is. So Lima Papa, Mike Alpha. Send that off. So we're coming down on the RNAV, which should be quite nice as it gets to a visual in for Madeira today. Haven't done that on the channel from the flight deck as of yet, so that should be quite interesting to do. Take the speed brakes in now as we are coming down. So we're going to make that left turn. If we get it all set up whilst we wait for the ATIS. So 04019 and 1013 or 1030. So we'll go ahead and bug that. There we go, 1030. So that's all set. Our wind 04019. And for our landing, do flaps 30 146, and +5 is a 151. Get a glide slope on. It's coming down for the RNAV. And we can put the NDB in as well, which we'll do once we make that right turn to come back. So descend through 28,000 feet now. We'll do our descent checklist. So engine start switches are continuous, and landing lights under 10,000 feet. So we'll say our descent checklist is complete, and we'll go into our approach. So we'll set the NDB up now. What we can do is turn some lights on in here. There we go. Okay. Now for the NDB, it's 318. Okay. And we've got 318. Okay, so making that left turn now. Back towards Madeira now. Okay, so we come through 23,900 feet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the Madeira VOR in. Which is 11220. Just make sure. There she is. There's Funchal. And we can do it again. So 112.20. Okay, so there we go. We're 62 miles from Funchal, which is where we're going to be heading in for. So as you can see, as we're getting closer now, going to our steps. Here we are now, coming up towards Torbed, and then we're going to go to a Busu, and then we'll start on the RNAV all the way around. We're going to disconnect about there. That's where we're going to disconnect. Okay, so we're just going through 17,900 now. We can start our approach checklist. We can do half of it at least. So, descents checklist. We need to also set up the courses for Madeira, which would be a start as well, which we need. So, Madeira is on a 051 course. Let's make that right, and we're going to start deselling as well. So we're going to do our descent checklist. So we've got our altimeter setting, which is armed. We've got 1030 on both sides, 1 and 2. After that, we've then got our ILS course frequency. We're not going for the visual, but we've got the RNAV will cut off. V-card approach speed rev, which is there, and our speed card approach rev is 146 plus 5 of 151 flaps 30. Then we've got our minimums, baro. Yeah, I've set some baro just so we get a call out. And taxi lights can go to auto. And everything else can be done when we get closer to Madeira. Now there's Madeira right there as we're getting ready to come in. We're just descending through 16,000. And we go through into 15 now. We'll set an auto brake for number 2. So then we can exit onto Bravo, and that way we shouldn't have to go and end up down the other end of the runway to turn around. Madeira is a lovely country, beautiful. I thought, well, we could do this today as it's a nice place to come. It's got a nice landing, and I love the way you spin around the back end for 05 to come down. So we're just approaching 260 on our speed, Coming through 14,006 now. As we're going to start coming in now for the RNAV. So right behind that mountain is the airport. Just at 242, and we're just descending through 8,800 now as we get ready for the RNAV. And then what we'll do is we'll cut off for the visual, follow the flight director around, and hopefully it should be a really nice arrival in to Madeira today. Elevation's 147, so put 347 for our minimums, even though we're going to come in on a visual. So we'll use the RNAV to bring us down, and then we'll follow the flight director around. Just make that lovely right turn back into the airport. So we've got Madeira now, right in front of us. See the airport. So we just send through 8,000 now. Going down for our 2,000 feet. Which will make that right turn. Now if we have a look on here, where our right turn starts is at 2,000. So that is where we'll run the visual in for 2,000. So we're going to make that left to right turn now at Busu. Okay, then we make our right turn back round. Send it through 6,800. Okay, so now we'll start to get onto our approach path. Okay, so when we get to our last fix to get to our right turn, that's when we will disconnect. So let's go ahead and put our QNHs to the airports. Oh, that's a nice view. You can see the nice view of the ocean as we come down in now. Now what I'm going to do is, because them legs are too close, put that there. That should put us back on track. So we come back round for the airport. Anyway, in the thing now, let's slow now to below 195. There we go. That's where we'll be in 7 miles, 195. So let's see if the VNAV's already picked up on it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so just coming in now. Okay, so our rev, we need to go down to 417 now. There we go, keep it for 151. Go flaps 30. Disconnect the autopilot, and we'll disconnect the auto throttle. Okay, so there's our speed. There's our 900. So we stay at 900 now, whilst we follow the flight director around.
1000.
So you just got to keep it stable as we come around the bend now. Okay, try not to descend, as we need to be around 800 feet by the time we get to the start of the approach, which is coming down. Okay. There goes the flight director to start bringing us around to the right. Okay, now we've got the stabs out of trim. So it looks like we were doing it manually. Okay, let's just lower our speed a little. Yeah, I thought the stamp was going a little bit funny. So we're going to that right turn now. Currently at flaps 30. Stay on the LNAV profile. So it needs to be at 800 feet by the time we get round. Okay, there's 1100. Keep descending. Okay, Steve's back. Just a little bit of turbulence.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
On the visual approach charts, you've got to be at 940, and then as we make that right turn, we'll end up at around 800, because we was doing the RNAV. It was going to take us up there. So there's the 900 as we're coming in for that right turn. I don't want to make too much major adjustments right now, as I want to stay at the 840 by the time we line up for the runway. So just keeping everything nice and stable as we make that right turn now, holding the flight director and just trying not to make any sudden corrections. Okay, so start coming down now. There we go. Okay, coming down through 800 now. Stab trims out. There we go, set at the 800 now. Okay, keep it out. Okay, following the flight director around. And we'll start descending now. Okay, just a little low, little high, sorry. There we go, 2 red, 2 white.
Approaching minimum 400.
That down to 1.
Minimum 300.
Continue. It's because we ain't got no stab.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 10.
Okay, there we go. So speed brakes are up. Didn't even have the speed brakes up. They are up and reversers are active.
80 knots.
There we go, reversers off. And brakes can go off as well. And put the auto brake back to off. And now we can just taxi on up, speed brake can go in. And we get ready to taxi on to Bravo. A little bit of a floater. But there we are guys, down in Madeira. We will come back at a later date and have another crack here. Okay, so now let's get ready to make that right turn off of the runway. Speed brakes are back in and auto brakes are off. So now it's time for our landing cinematics, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you as we taxi on to the gate. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. And join me next time for our next flight. Don't forget to tap that bell. And keep it locked, so you don't miss any new future flights that become available on the channel. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now. Bye bye.